Alright guys, so I had another question about the X7, so I just want to make a quick video, just kind of go over and over what the question is about, and just to give you guys some more information if you guys are in the process of looking at this vehicle to possibly purchase for yourself or for your family. For me, it's more of a family car, but it's definitely got the best of both worlds. So yeah, so we'll come up to here and we'll go ahead and look inside. Alrighty, so here we are entering the vehicle. As you can see, I do have a dash cam there. The vehicle does have its own cameras, and it does have like an accident sensor camera that you can turn on, but that only turns on when it registers an accident, so you don't know, if it will fully work. It should, but just in case, I just kept this dash cam on just because it's continually monitoring whenever we're driving. We have actually one in the front, and it's also actually one in the back. That back there, as you can see, plugged in there. I basically just wired it myself, and I have the I just vacuumed it, but kids obviously make things dirty again, and the wires actually come right down through here and then under the floor covers here, and then I got it tucked in over to the side there. So nothing too perfect. If you wanted, they do have ways that you can set up where you can actually just hook the front power up to here, but since I needed a connection to the back anyways, there was going to be a line running somewhere, so I just kind of left it right here, and it's not really in the way and doesn't really cause any problems. And I just used some electrical tape to kind of keep it solid as one piece. So that's something that you guys can kind of look into if you're interested in. This is kind of a cool feature of the car. It lets you kind of see what's kind of going on with the car. The doors are open and kind of shows you what's going on with the wheels when you're accelerating. It actually will show you if the front wheels are driving or the back wheels or both, depending on how fast you're going. So that's a cool feature you can check out. I'm not going to go over too much of what's in the details of the car just because there's a lot of great videos already out there. So let me kind of go into what the questions were about. One thing that I will mention is that I do love on the premium package, it does come with these soft closed doors. So you can see that really quiet closing of the vehicle, which is pretty sweet. And you don't have to slam any doors, but you do get kind of annoyed because people, especially when new people get in the car, they don't always know that. So you always got to kind of remind people, hey, take it easy. You can close the doors a little bit slower, basically. I took out all the car seats just to kind of show you what things would look like inside the vehicle. I also opened up this big panoramic roof in the front here, just to give you guys some more light. And I'll go ahead and open that back one as well. So just to show you here, this is the back area. Actually, let me hop back there for a second. So I end up going for the bench seats, and one of the main reasons that was touched upon in the actual question is the fact that when you have the bench seats, these seats actually fold all the way flat. When you have the bucket seats, they do not. So that was one of the big things. You definitely get a lot more space when you get the bench seats, when you're trying to put in a lot more cargo, and if you need to fold everything down. So that's one thing definitely to consider. But the main thing for me is that you just get another seat. It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seater. It ends up being a 7-seater with that seat in the middle there. So you get an extra seat there, and just allows for a little space. As I told you guys before, my wife actually sits in that chair, so that's a big reason we would need that as well, just because it allows her to be able to do that since we already have the two kids in the back seat, and usually we don't have the third seats up as we do right now. One of the things that makes things a lot easier that I actually discovered is that you can actually pull this forward here, and that will release the cup holders. But there's actually another thing right here you can pull, and as you pull that, it will actually give you access to that third row. So my son, he's only 3, so when I do put him back there, instead of having to crawl through the trunk or having to move the seats forward and things like that, I can just have him hop back there, and that makes things a lot easier. So that's one thing I definitely would say that kind of helps. You can move the seats around, but one of the things about the seats is that they are pretty slow. Just washed the car last week, and you can see already dirty, but let me go ahead and open up this trunk. So the trunk is split, which I do like, and gives you kind of this bench in the back, which is pretty sweet, so you can sit on there. It also helps when you're getting in the car. One of the things that is pretty awesome is back here you can actually lower the level of the car. So if you are loading, unloading a lot of stuff, you got to hop in, hop out, and do things like that, or if the kids are getting in, you can lower the car straight from here. So that is pretty nice. These are the actual aftermarket protectors that I got for the floor. They actually are pretty good. They weren't too expensive, and they work pretty well. These are the ones for the back that go right up here. So once I put the seats down, I'll show you guys that. But yeah, this is from the position of the third row. So yeah, not a whole lot of space back here. So that's one of the complaints. But for kids, definitely not too bad at all. One of the things I was mentioning in the other videos is that you do have underneath here the tire storage compartment, so you can see that is fairly large. It does come with nice big 22, 23-inch wheels, depending on what you end up getting. So there's definitely like a lot of space down there. And you do also get this small tonneau cover. So if you do have the rear seats up, it would actually slide into this small area here, and that would be just to cover the back side when you have all rows up. Pretty nice. They actually give you the secondary tonneau cover, and that actually is underneath there, depending on how you end up getting the car. It'd either be the smaller one or the bigger one, but this bigger one, when you have the third row down, it actually hops right into those little brackets there, and seats there, and you can cover up the whole back area. So it's nice they have two options for that. A thing though is that I actually did scratch some of the vinyl right here a little bit, so you do want to be careful coming in and out. You can see that in the video, so you do want to be careful coming in and out. I think I did that with the cover one day, but I do a lot coming in and out of the car, and sometimes, you know, it's in the dark, so I don't know exactly when I did that, but I did discover that later on, so just be careful. One of the nice features is that there are a lot of buttons to move things around. So one of the things is that in the back here, you do have this. Right now, actually, when I emptied the car, I actually just hit it to max passenger. And what that does is actually moves all the seats back and basically has it set up to allow the most amount of people in the car. Now I'm gonna actually put max baggage, which is this one, max luggage. And when you push that, you'll see everything starts to move. But you can see it is on the a little bit on the slower side to get everything done. So first we had the third row go down, and now you're gonna see the second row go down too. So yeah, so if you are moving fast, you're on the road and you're trying to, you know, do stuff like that, just be aware that especially that second row of seats is a little on the slower side. But yeah, you can see plenty of room in the car, and you can see how flat that gets in the front there. And then yeah, these covers go actually right here, and it still has the openings for the child locks and things like that. So yeah, so that's what it kind of looks like in the rear of the vehicle here. Okay, so I put the tonneau cover back on just to show you what that looks like when you have the third row down. You can actually push the button down here, like I said, to lower the car, and that actually makes it a little easier. So as you can see, the vehicle is going downwards a little bit. You can really tell from the wheels. There it is, drop down. So when you do that, this makes it kind of a little easier to hop in and out, especially if you're doing that a lot. And then you just kind of pull this back over, and that's with the tonneau cover down. So that's what it looks like there. The other nice thing about lowering the vehicle is that it also makes it easier to clean, especially to get up on the roof to clean that off. But just going over what I use, I'm definitely not a detailer, definitely not a professional in any way. So if you guys have better products or any recommendations, let me know. But this is basically what I currently use. First I wash and rinse off the car, and then I use this Ultra Shine wash and wax basically afterwards. Just when I do the initial wash. When I do the wash, you know, just kind of like a regular car wash afterwards. But when I'm drying off the car, I actually use this ceramic wax. And it's nice because usually I'll towel dry the car with a microfiber cloth, and with this you just basically at the same time spray this on. You don't want to spray too much because it's getting a little streaky, and over applications you can kind of build it up if you wanted to. But yeah, you basically just spray a little bit of this on, this Meguiar's, and that will allow you to not have to be, you know, washing the car 24/7 with soap. If it gets a little dirty every now and again, you can just, you know, spray on some like just hose water and just be able to wash off a lot of the dirt by putting on this ceramic wax. So for me personally, it works, and that's what I recommend. But like I said, if you guys have any suggestions or ideas, let me know. And I don't use this every time, so maybe like once every month or once every few weeks I would end up putting it on. I kind of pay attention to how it's looking, and if I feel like it's just not, you know, there anymore, I'll add some more. But yeah, this is basically a quick going over the some of the questions that were asked, and you know what I do for the vehicle in terms of maintaining and all the detailing it.